Hey guys, and welcome back for some more TEW 2016. Today we are doing the SmackDown before No Way Out, and I'm hoping that we can have a card just as good as we did in the last Raw, because that was our best rating so far in this Let's Play. And then I think I'm just gonna go right ahead, just jump right into this card, and if you guys could leave me a like and a sub, that would be amazing. It really helps out the channel, and let's just start this thing off really quickly. So in our pre-show to open the match, we have just a random-ass tag team match with Brian Kendrick and X-Pac picking up the victory between Bill DeMott and Jamie Noble. I've been having Kendrick and X-Pac lose a lot lately, so I wanted to throw them a win for a change, and in terms of performance, they all did pretty decent for where they're at. Then in our next pre-show match, I ended up having Gangrel debut just in a dark match because I wasn't really sure how his performance was going to be. It's kind of interesting too to see that his vampire gimmick got below average. But I'm thinking, because I've been having Sean O'Hare in a lot of pre-show matches as well, and he seems to be doing pretty good, so he's probably ready to be brought up onto the main show, I think. Then in our final pre-show match, I had Chris Benoit face off against Chuck Palumbo, and Chris Benoit obviously picked up the victory. So then we open up the show. Big Show is pretty pissed because last week Rikishi injured him, so he's going to be out for a couple weeks, including this pay-per-view on Sunday. So because of that, the Big Show's manager Paul Heyman comes out and he announces that he has a replacement for Big Show on Sunday to take care of Chris Benoit. Then we see A-Train come out to the arena, and it looks like that we might have a new alliance on our hands. I know, at least from what it looked like, this is what they were also doing in real life, so I figured they looked like a good pairing, so let's hope that that works out for this game. Then we have our opening match with A-Train taking on Billy Kidman. A-Train picks up the win, and yeah, that's about all I have to say about that. Then we have Angle with Shannon Moore ranting on how he is going to pick up the victory against Rey Mysterio. He hasn't been really winning that many matches lately, but he feels lucky tonight that he's going to get it against Rey Mysterio, and he's going to make Matt Hardy proud. Then we have that match with Rey Mysterio and Shannon Moore. Rey Mysterio picks up the win, but of course Matt Hardy attempts to interfere even though it did not work out. Then after the match, Rey Mysterio gets jumped by Matt Hardy, and then Matt Hardy and Shannon Moore beat him up. It looked like it didn't really do that good, but that's alright. We have their match on Sunday anyway to determine the Cruiserweight Champion. Then we have an angle with Kurt Angle. Angle with Kurt Angle. But yeah, pretty much he is asking Stephanie McMahon to have Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin face off against Brock Lesnar. He feels like since they're both new that it would be fair if it was a 2-on-1. Stephanie declines his proposal, and she says that all three of them are going to be facing Brock Lesnar tonight, and Brock Lesnar has the option to find two partners of his choice, and Kurt Angle is not happy because he thought he wasn't going to have to compete tonight, but he is going to be in a big main event tag team match. Then we have John Cena coming out to the arena. He's just doing one of his freestyle raps against, to be honest, I don't really remember who I booked him against because I did part of this the other day and then part of it just before I recorded, so that's what happens when you don't look at what you do previously. That's right, big tag team match. So John Cena, Edge, and Rikishi take on Matt Hardy and Los Guerreros, who they end up picking up the win. Eddie kind of, well, they all kind of needed the win, but especially Eddie because I don't want to like job him out or anything like that, and he was starting to get some negative momentum. But yeah, another big tag team match. I think I've been doing a lot of these lately, but it's a good way to kind of have the rivals face off against each other without actually doing just constant matches between each other. Then we have an angle where Brock Lesnar is backstage and he wants to recruit Hulk Hogan for the main event tonight, and Hulk Hogan was like, nah man, I gotta get ready for my match on No Way Out. But then Hulk Hogan is like, here, I have a partner for you. This guy's pretty new and he looks to be pretty good. And then AJ Styles comes out and he's ready to team up with Brock Lesnar in the main event. This will definitely be a big match for AJ Styles because he's still pretty new on the main roster, and to be in the main event with Brock Lesnar is a huge opportunity, I think. Then we have just a random match with The Rock and Canyon. The Rock picks up the win. Kind of interesting, like I thought Canyon was a heel and maybe either I made an error or like the AI in OVW turned him face before I brought him up, but yeah, he's supposed to be a heel, but for some reason he's a face. Then afterwards we have The Rock jumping on the microphone, just ranting against the crowd. He is going to pick up the victory against Hulk Hogan in the match on Sunday. Then we have just another one of these random angles where Hulk Hogan is hanging out with the ladies. I needed to like incorporate women somehow, so this has been Hulk Hogan's new thing, but it doesn't really seem to be doing that well, so I probably won't do that moving forward. But then I also wanted Sting on the show, so he kind of interrupts and he's just like, what are you doing, Hulk Hogan? And then of course he's looking for the Undertaker, but Undertaker is nowhere to be found. Then we jump to our big main event where we have Team Angle taking on Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles, and then the final surprise partner, the Undertaker. And then we have Team Angle. They ended up picking up the win. It was kind of another one of those scenarios where Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin needed some kind of positive momentum. So I ended up protecting Brock Lesnar, but then I also, to get the win, I had Taker about to win, but then Sting caused a distraction, so Shelton Benjamin picked up a upset over him, and it looks like it did pretty good, and everybody else in terms of performance did pretty well. Even AJ Styles is kind of similar to Shelton Benjamin, so that's pretty good. Charlie Haas is still a little on the low end, but I think over time he'll start to get better. And then we ended up getting a 74 on this show, so that isn't bad, but I was hoping to get a little higher. I think part of that was I just didn't really have that many exciting angles on today's show, but it's kind of one of those like before the pay-per-view show, so I didn't want to book all the like good matches that I want to put on No Way Out, but at least like it could have been worse, so I'll take the 74. So now of course after every show we always get some kind of email, so let's go ahead and check that out. This guy relocated, I'm not really sure. Oh, okay, it's Jamal. I kind of got thrown off by his name there. And then Randy Orton's contract is ending, so we definitely need to renew that. Brock Lesnar ironically does not like A-Train, which is interesting because I kind of had some plans with them later on. And then Michael Hayes is just like, Jamie Noble doesn't get it. I'm not really sure what we're gonna do with Jamie Noble yet. I mean, I don't think he's gonna be a main eventer, but I don't think I want to job him off necessarily. But I should probably go ahead now so I don't forget. We need to renew Randy Orton's contract because he's not somebody that I want to just get rid of. So I'm gonna just do this and he should be happy with it. So yeah, hopefully. I don't think there would be any reason Randy Orton wouldn't re-sign with us, but let's just go ahead, simulate a few days to see if anything interesting happens. I don't think so because I don't have anybody signing, but lately we get a lot of drama during the week for whatever reason, so let's see if any of that happens. The Undertaker's contract's ending, so he's definitely somebody I also want to renew. I didn't realize like all the big guys would be running out of their contract at this time, and it seems like he's actually pleased with us, which I guess because we gave him a victory and some money, so that's pretty good because Trish and Big Boss Man are still mad at us like a month later. So yeah, Undertaker gets the big bucks. I think we're gonna give him 5 years because he's not somebody that we want to just have leave our show anytime soon. And I think he deserves the bonus, so I will give it to him. I know it probably seems like favoritism, but it's probably what they had to do. Maybe not necessarily with The Undertaker, but there's some guys that they probably have to give the bonus in order to keep on the show. I'm gonna guess like Brock Lesnar, because I know his contracts in real life are ridiculous. Which, I mean, at the same time, good on him if he can make that much money, but it's kind of crazy. So now let's go ahead and see what this email is about. The SmackDown TV rating, I got an 8.65, which, I mean, that's still pretty good. I don't really know how the TV ratings work, but then what is this? Okay, that must just actually be the name of the show. The whole, like, dangerous thing threw me off. Alright, so now it is Sunday. Let's go ahead and check this email. We officially have the pay-per-view tonight, which Luna Vachon is here in time for it. I don't know if I'm actually going to put her on the pay-per-view, but let's go ahead and just quickly assign her to SmackDown and the women's division. I think right now Tori Wilson is like the only face on the SmackDown women's division, which I do have plans a little later on to shake up just the rosters in general, but particularly the SmackDown women's division, because I don't think I'm going to have as big of a women's division on SmackDown because they don't really have the champion. Which I could make a SmackDown Women's Champion, but I think what I'm going to do is kind of like what they did in real life, and I'll focus on the women's division on Raw, and then we'll have the Cruiserweight division on SmackDown. I think it's just a little easier to manage at the moment until we get like bigger rosters for both shows that might require like the champion on each show. So now too, before I forget, I want to go ahead and bring up Sean O'Haire from development. So let's go ahead, just do that really quickly. I'm gonna recall you, and then I am going to probably put him on, I'm thinking SmackDown will be good, because I know that's where he was in real life. I'm not even sure what they're going to want me to do, just an opener, that's alright. I don't even really know where he's at in terms of popularity, so let's go ahead, save that, and then, okay, so he is a 36, so that's not too bad. We can work with that pretty easily. I also really quickly just want to go ahead, see how Ohio Valley Wrestling did. It looks like Sting had an interview, so that's pretty cool. So it looks like pretty much just a couple matches. A lot of the same guys I noticed are usually used. Jackie Gata actually picked up the win, so congrats to her. And then ironically, Damaja went on a no contest with Sean O'Haire, so he got to be in the main event for his last OVW match. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. We have No Way Out coming up in the next episode, so definitely look forward to that. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe if you have not already, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Bye!